Hey, I'm Eddie. I explain the stuff adults are somehow expected to understand, without anyone ever explaining it. Money, work, people, decisions. If something feels confusing, invisible, or way more complicated than it needs to be, that's usually what I'm here for. Today we're talking about your brain, specifically why it lies to you more than you think, and why that's mostly not your fault. If this kind of explanation is useful, you can subscribe. If not, that's fine too. Your brain will decide later and justify it confidently. Here's the thing most people miss. Your brain is not designed to tell you the truth. It's designed to tell you a story that feels right, a story that explains what just happened, a story that protects you, a story that makes sense fast. Accuracy is optional, confidence is not. Once you understand that, a lot of your thoughts start to make more sense. Most of us grow up assuming our thoughts are reliable. If you feel something strongly, it must be true. If you remember something clearly, it must have happened that way. If an explanation pops into your head quickly, it must be correct. No one ever says otherwise, so when your brain jumps to conclusions, you don't question it. You just live inside the conclusion, which is why this topic is confusing, not because the problem feels like you. The mistaken belief is simple. My brain shows me reality as it is. That sounds reasonable, it feels obvious. But your brain isn't a camera, it's not even a good witness. It's more like a narrator who really hates uncertainty. This reminds me of using GPS. You're driving somewhere unfamiliar. The GPS tells you to turn left. It sounds confident, so you turn left. A few minutes later, you're in a car park behind a closed supermarket. The GPS didn't lie maliciously, it just picked the fastest explanation based on limited information. And once you followed it, everything after that felt justified. Your brain works the same way. Here's the model. Something happens. Your brain doesn't wait for all the facts. It creates the most emotionally convenient story available. That story explains why you feel this way, who's at fault, what it means about you. And once the story exists, your brain starts defending it. Not because it's true, but because it's already in charge. This is where things quietly go wrong. You replay conversations that never happened the way you remember. You feel anxious about explanations your brain invented. You stay stuck in patterns that feel logical but aren't helping. And the worst part is your brain feels very convincing while doing it. So you assume the problem is you, not the story. Going back to the GPS. When it gets something wrong, you don't argue with it, you zoom out, you reroute. You don't say, "This GPS is a terrible person." You just recognize it made a confident guess with incomplete data. Your brain does the same thing, not to sabotage you, just to keep things moving. So you don't need to fight your thoughts, or silence them, or fix them. Just notice them. A thought is often just a story your brain told quickly, because it doesn't like gaps. Once you see that, you don't have to believe every sentence. This was Eddie Explains. More things your brain confidently misunderstood. Coming soon. Subscribe if you want to keep noticing them, or don't. Your brain will explain that decision either way.